Hey, what's up guys, it's Ben here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be talking about 5 tools you should be using in Lightroom. And if you're a fan of color grading like myself, these 5 tools will prove beneficial to you and will help your photography. So let's hop in. The very first tool I'm going to talk about is the reference view tool. I think this tool is underrated but very effective, and it really helps in color grading. With this tool you can easily compare photos side by side, copy out the colors, balance your photos well. I use this a lot when I'm batch editing, when I have a series of photos I need to deliver and I want to make sure that the colors are intact. I want to make sure that the colors stay the same so I don't just take that vibe out of the photos. And I'm pretty sure a lot of your clients will like images that are consistent with the colors. You cannot see a photo taken in one particular area, one is dark and the other one is a little bit lighter. Found this really helpful, and I think you will find this helpful as well. So the second tool I'm going to talk about is the guided crop tool. This tool helps in straightening out objects or elements in your image. It's very important if you're a fan of good composition and straight looking images. I've always really been jealous of images that are so straightened out, and at some point I was really confused. I was wondering, like, why can't I get images like this? Because I tried to get that straight looking image, but it just doesn't work for me. And I realized that there was a tool like this which really helps me in straightening out some objects in my image, just like this one. I'll click here on first things. I'm just going to straighten up the horizon because that's the obvious bend here. So I'll give one line there, and I think this is an obvious vertical line. So I'll just draw the second line here and watch how you straighten that. So this tool is really important when you have a situation like this. So now you can see the before and the after. This is the before, this is the after. So you can see how straight it is and how it makes a whole lot of sense, more aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, that's it for the guided crop tool. Another tool I want to talk about is the maxing tool. This is a very cool feature in Lightroom, and if you are an enthusiast or someone who is learning, this tool will make it really easier for you. Well, what are masking tools? Masking tools are tools that you can use to selectively correct or edit a part of an image, mostly with the use of these tools. But most importantly, I want to talk about select subject and select sky. Lightroom has made it really easy for you to do your color corrections, most especially in cases where your subject is overly exposed with a lot of highlights or underexposed with a lot of shadows. You can easily select your subject just by using this simple tool, and with one click you're able to select your subject and make adjustments to your subject accordingly. This is a very cool tool, most especially when you don't have the time to selectively or manually select the subject to brighten it up or brighten a part of an image or darken a part of an image. You can also use the select sky tool to easily select the sky and make adjustments on them just with one click. I mean, it's not always perfect. You can look at this, it has covered the subject simply because this hijab is white and the sky is kind of white, so it selected the whole subject. But you can always create an intersecting max, which could be, in this case, I think I'll select the subject as well. Let's see if it is gonna be good. Okay, you made a good selection of the subject, so I'm just gonna make this an invert layer so it affects only the cloud. Now I can make adjustments on the sky and reduce the highlights, warm this up, so everything I do only affects the sky. And I think this feature is really good. It makes editing way easier for a whole lot of people, including myself, number one. Another tool I like to talk about is the rating tool. It's always good to organize your photos, and this is one way I used to do that. I give photos a rating of either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, and the more rating I give a photo, the more I like that photo. So the way I arrange it, my best photos get 5-star rating and my least favorite photos get the 2-star rating. This way it's easy for me to access these photos whenever I want to. With this filter option, I can check out my rated. If I want to view 2 rated photos, I can click on 2, make rating equal to, or since I don't have any 2 rated images here, I can either say rated images that are greater than 2. So obviously my least favorite photos and my best photos all together in one place. And I can also choose to see just the 5-star rated photos. This technique helps in organizing your work, making sure you give priority to the most important images. This technique is important because it keeps your photos organized. Yeah, so the very last tool I want to talk about is the crop tool. Under the crop tool, there are different grid patterns that you can use to crop your images. And these grid patterns help in composing your images. You have different grid patterns when you click on the crop tool and you press on O, it brings out different patterns that you can use in composing your images. And if you understand much about composition, you know that these lines are important in giving you this very nice structure with your images and making your photos attractive and interesting. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something from the video, please do well to like and subscribe, as this will help my channel grow and also gain reach to people intending on learning this topic. Also, if you have any suggestions on topics I can talk on, drop them in the comment section, or as well shoot me a DM. See you in my next video. Until then, keep it 100.